Hi, my name is Christina Mejia. This is a conflict storytelling interview, and this is Alex Broda. She will be telling us a story of a conflict she had. Okay, you can start.
Okay, so one conflict I had was in high school. One of my best friends, her name was Evelyn, and she started dating this guy, and I became really close friends with him. Like, he was my best guy friend at one point, and they were both my really close friends. And I guess as time passed, I guess she kind of grew apart from him, and she ended up breaking up with him. But there was a lot of drama involved because it was kind of like, I couldn't talk to him because she had broken up with him, and I couldn't talk to her because he was hurt about it. And then, another conflict came in, which was right after she had broken up with him, she started seeing another guy, and that kind of set off, the guy to be really upset, which was he was my best friend, and he was really angry about it, until it was kind of like I was stuck in the middle between two of them because one would talk about the other, and I was just kind of like the messenger sitting there listening to what they would say. And then it was like I never got a straight story because one person would say one thing and the other one would say another. And then it kind of created a mess where me and my best friend we stopped talking. We stopped talking for it was the whole junior year that we were in high school. We didn't talk at all, and it got to a point where it got really bad because then our whole group of friends kind of became split because they felt like they had to choose whether it was to talk to me or just to talk to her, and then it became picking sides and this and that, and just a whole bunch of drama. And then I ended up kind of just letting it go, and I was just hanging out with one of our friends because everybody else kind of took her side, even though I was the one that was kind of sitting between her and him, and I knew both of the stories, and everybody else was just kind of paying attention to her and being like, oh, poor her. And it was they're both kind of in a shitty situation, but I didn't do so well because I kind of took his side, but that wasn't right of me. I should have kind of just been the neutral one. But to see someone in so much pain about being with someone for a really long time. They were together for almost a year or so, and he was devastated because he really loved her, and to see her just be with another guy out of nowhere was pretty. To end the fact that the guy that she started going out with after him was a friend of his too. So it was whole big mess. So me and her ended up not talking for about a year, and it really sucked because I was pretty close with her. I known her since I was in kindergarten, so that was pretty rough to not talk to her at all. And I was very close with her family, and her family was close to my family, so it was just pretty awkward year, and kind of upsetting, a lot of drama. But at one point I just got kind of tired of the whole not kind of fixing it, because it's she was been in my life for such a long time, and she had never done anything. She was a good friend, so I just kind of took it upon myself to just confront her and just kind of lay it all down one day, and we just talked, and things weren't the same. Once you two people separate, two people that come back aren't the same people anymore. So we were, it took a while for us to kind of get back to where when we were close friends. Like now we're like, sisters again. But it took a while. We had to really talk out and, be a lot more, communicate a lot more about things, because there were a lot of things that were unsaid, and there were a lot of things that weren't being said, and there's kind of like a lot of like, I'm not going to say this because I don't want to hurt you, or I'm not going to say this because I'm scared to tell you. And so we kind of had to break down those barriers and just kind of like trust that, we're not going to judge each other, and just kind of like communicate about it and not let, things like, a relationship get between, years of a friendship, because, relationships come and go, but friendship is a lot more stronger than, relationship. So, yeah, that's my conflict, but, so that's how I resolved it, just talk it out. You got a problem with someone, and, there's someone that means a lot to you, it's the best thing you could ever do is talk about it. No matter how hard it is, you gotta push yourself to do it, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be left with what if I had done this, what if I had just listened, what if I had just done, you don't want to live with that, because that will haunt you. And at least just going for it and knowing that you did it, you can at least move on from that. But yeah, that's my story.
One question: were both of you avoiding each other at one point about the problem?
Yeah, we would we had the same classes, and we literally would be on the other side of the room, and I would talk to other people and she would talk to other people, and we would not touch base with each other at all. It was just we would completely ignore each other. Sometimes we were actually even mean to each other, because we would just kind of give each other looks.
Do you think the problem could have been dealt better, in a better way?
Yeah, I think that if we hadn't if she hadn't kept things to herself, if she hadn't told anybody that, the relationship with him had been going, to crap. And, if you don't tell people, and it's out of nowhere, you just then she was kind of lying to him, because when she was with him, she would act like she was happy, and then, aside from that, then she would act, she'd be telling people how she wasn't happy, and this and that, but she wouldn't show it. So it was there was no communication at all, there was no honesty in it. That kind of was what brought, built up to the point that, it was do I even know this person? I keep finding out this, that. It's
So at one point you felt kind of betrayed? What kind of feelings were you?
I felt lied to, and I didn't feel trusted. And being her best friend, I want to be able to feel like she can come to me and talk to me if she's having a problem. And she hadn't said a word about it, and I didn't know about it. When I had found out that they had broken up, it was oh God, these are my two close friends, and now I'm in the middle of one is devastated, the other one just kind of moving on without even a shadow of a doubt. It's
do you practice any preventative measures to avoid future problems like these?
Well, when if I ever feel a certain way, or I feel there's something not being said, I'll usually go and tell the person is there something wrong? Did I do something, or is there something wrong with you? I really try to communicate as much as I can, even if the other person's not, because I would not want to have to go through another year like that where I feel like I lost a part of me. Like, she's family, and it's the worst feeling. You to be know someone for so long and to be close, and then one day you're not even talking to each other, won't even look at each other. You want something exciting happens to you, and the next thing you know you're like, I want to tell them, and then you're like, oh wait, no, I'm not talking to this person, I can't tell them this. And so it sucked because during that year I went through a rough time, and it ended up that she was going through a rough time too. So it's like we needed each other, but because we didn't communicate, it was just like, it was just a shit year.
Okay. Well, thank you for the interview.
You're welcome.